As the hanging wooden coffins disintegrate, human bones fall to the ground. The family invited us to see the inside of the mausoleum.
We'll go in and we'll see the crypt inside.
Ini putih polos. Ya, dan satu grup di sini, satu kelompok untuk satu keluarga kecil.
So this would be for one small family, this area in here.
They've been entombing their dead in this natural cave for many generations. The family arranged the skulls and bones on the outcroppings of rocks.
Eyeglasses.
Yeah.
These were the one where the hair.
With the hair.
Yeah.
The rope that you can see beneath the skull is the rope that she used to strangle herself, to hang herself with when she found that she was unable to marry the one she loved. So when he dies, this is where he'll be buried because his family is here. All of those that carry the land.
Yeah.
The Torajans are one of the many ethnic groups which comprise the people of Indonesia. Their home is in the south-central part of the island of Sulawesi. The town of Rantepao is the Torajan Cultural Center. The area around Rantepao is refreshing in its unspoiled beauty. The Torajans are country people. They grow rice and raise livestock. Water buffaloes are of particular importance to them. Ownership of the animals reflect wealth and status. Their traditional houses, called tongkanon, have sweeping roof lines which are often compared to buffalo horns. Anthropologists believe the ship-like shape reflects a memory of ancient migration. The houses are often adorned with buffalo horns from animals slaughtered at funeral ceremonies and ritual sacrifice. The distinctive roofline is often incorporated into house graves. This very fine tomb is that of local nobility. It is far more common, however, to entomb the dead in caves. This traditional mausoleum was hewn from the face of a limestone cliff. The small portals open up into large burial chambers.
And the house without smoke is in front of you.
They don't need smoke because they don't cook.
Yes, because they don't cook anymore.
The effigies, called Tao Tao, stand in for those who were entombed here. I'm traveling with my sister Catherine. She was living in the Indonesian capital Jakarta at that time. Our guide Bio is taking us to an actual funeral ceremony.
Selamat siang.
We arrive at the bereaved family's compound. Assembled mourners are performing traditional funeral chants. The traditional priest leads the way as a procession begins. Antique weavings of ancestral significance are paraded by on bamboo poles. An effigy representing the deceased person passes by. The unique funeral customs of the Torajan people evolved over many centuries without much outside influence. The rugged mountain terrain has kept them in relative isolation until the early 20th century. Water buffaloes, tethered to temporary structures, seem unaware of their fate.
So there's a disagreement as to how the buffalo should be tied up.
The living are responsible for the successful passage of the deceased to the other side. Any procedural error can lead to ancestral disapproval and calamity. The living help the dead help the living.
Why are all the women behind the bamboo over there?
Because in Toraja, in the ceremony, the woman must be sit behind the men.
So am I doing the wrong thing? I'm here?
For you, it's different.
You're going to kill 3.
The buffalo are killed with a swift cut to the jugular. They bleed out quickly. 5 animals died that afternoon.
Batu-batu yang seperti begini, yang ada lubang masuk, yang artinya rumah.
Tomorrow he's explaining the ceremony. They'll put him in the wall. He said it's for family only, but I think perhaps we can go.
Yeah,
We'll tell them we're distant cousins from America.
that's it.
Where are we? This one looks really good. What is the name?
It's tampang allo. Yeah, tampang is mean just to face,
Uh-huh.
and allos means sun, to face the sun.
We're sitting among the dead.
Nice here.
It feels very peaceful.
Like the life stage.
Does it matter which hand is flat and which hand is turned?
Must be right side.
The right hand receives help from the living. The left hand dispenses favors from the dead.
Okay, let's get it straight. You help me, I'll help you. It's basically scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, right?
Right.
So the babies who die under 6 months or without having any teeth, she or he couldn't walk to the next life. Yeah, that is why we put the dead baby into a trunk of the living tree, which means we put the dead baby back into the womb of the mother, in order that the tree can help the baby to growing up. And sometimes later, she or he will be able to walk to the next life. Yeah,
5 more buffaloes have been killed shortly before our arrival. An elaborate bier has been constructed to transport the deceased to the burial cave. With last-minute preparations made to the bier, the body, encased in a fabric coffin, is removed from the house. The man died 6 months ago. The remains were kept inside the house while preparations were made for the funeral. The traditional priest leads the chanting with a bullhorn.
What does it mean?
Which means to the south of the Toraja land, or to the land of the spirit.
The circle continues to grow as all who mourn the deceased participate.
You want to join? You can. Me? She invite you, inside.
The novelty of my sister's participation soon wore off. The daughter of the deceased positioned herself next to Catherine as the ring grows into a large unbroken circuit. The funeral procession itself is a joyous and rowdy event. Many of the people here have traveled from distant corners of the sizable Torajan territory. Some came on foot for as far as 50 miles. Eventually, we reach the vicinity of the tomb. The dead person's head is turned to face the south for the first time since his death.
So they turn it around and face its head the other direction, and that means that it's headed toward the other world.
Right. It's the women's time to say goodbye. They make offerings of betel nut and medicinal herbs. A short distance down the road, the burial cave is being made ready to receive the coffin. The men bring the bier into a clearing at the foot of the hill. Smokes are passed around, and soon the whole area smells fragrantly of clove cigarettes. The men make speeches. Offerings of tobacco are left behind. This old man says, "Don't plant corn anymore. Your buffaloes will only eat it, and we can't be there to stop them."
The only problem is, they say it's okay for foreigners to come in, but I'm not sure they let them come back out.
The crypt is at the bottom of a long, steep stone staircase. The men are busy with logistical issues. The funeral bier must fit within the provided area. It is being brought into the cave, piece by piece, where, reassembled, it will become a permanent part of the memorial. Toraja had been open for tourism for less than 20 years when we were there in '93. This 4-star tourist hotel had just opened that week. It's the only one of its kind for many miles around. Luxury suites are designed to resemble tongkanons. There's a mural in the lobby depicting a funeral scene complete with buffalo sacrifice. Of course, there's a souvenir shop. My sister bought this replica Tao.
We have the right hand taking and the left hand giving.
The resemblance is striking.